Yes, a lot has happened since we have last spoken, as always. You know, I want to try and focus more on the more comedic side. More comedic side of global war. We're all going to die. We've got to look on the bright side, right? But a lot has gone down. Man, it is exhausting. The clocks change in the UK tonight, don't they? What they change in America? Because it always screws everything up when it's one. It hasn't changed from me yet, or it has changed to you. But I think we all change at the same time in the UK and Europe and Israel. Let's look at US clocks change, because they got a whole different time. But yeah, like, so this is November 5th, so we got another week, right? Okay, fine. So that's probably going to mess everything up. I don't know. Because like right now it says this has been running for an hour. I didn't check to see if my stream was counting down on YouTube where they are. Anyway, it should all be fixed by tomorrow. Hopefully. P.D. Richard here mentioning the Pandamus. I haven't seen it yet. Right? I didn't have time on Friday. Oh, man. Okay, fine. Let me catch you up. Where I've been. Basically, I've been exhausted, right? The whole wedding week has wiped me out. By the way, we made the news. Let me pull this up. I'm on like a national news, like one of the biggest Israeli national news website. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. And we'll talk about some more stuff too. We'll talk about what's going on. You know, I'll give you my ground level view, right, of this, living in this war. But where is it? Hang on. I think my son's wedding was on the front page here. Well, there you go. Excellent. So far, yeah. Look, even me, I made the Times of Israel. There you go. That's good news for all. My wife's head is obscured. But yeah. So yeah, that lots of games. So on Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night we did a. You have these like weaker parties afterwards. After a wedding called Sheva Brachas, 7 days of brachas. Yes, me, Dirish, we're going to get to that in a couple of minutes. 7 days of blessings. But you need the bride and groom there. So our friends did that for us on Wednesday night. By that time, I was tuckered out, right? Honestly, I don't do well going outside into the universe. I actually think, I may well be an alien, because I am very not at ease with nature, right? Which is where the wedding was. It was very, very hot. It was in the middle of a dug-up field, right? So by that time, I just ran out of steam. So Thursday, I was just like, but I wanted to do streaming is actually the best thing, right? I'm enjoying streaming the most. I'll hold this thing right now. But then my son got a 24-hour pass from who just got married, got a 24-hour pass. So we had to do these celebration things. So we went out to an Irish pub. Nothing Irish about it whatsoever, right? No. It calls itself an Irish pub. Food was good. The drink was good. They gave us a good deal. It was really nice, right? We had about 30 people. It was very nice. So in the middle of that, and I was dying. By that time, I was like, oh God, no more. Let me talk. So in the middle of that, we have a red alert. We call it Sevra Dom. We have a red alert because I don't get anywhere I am, because we're a bunch next to a bunch of Arab villages, and we're not a high not that big a target. So, but they get them everywhere else all the time. The Palestinians, I mean the Gazans, I should say, the Hamas, they're like, oh, we don't have water, we don't have electricity. You have electricity to fire your fucking missiles at us all the bloody time. Don't whinge at us. Anyway, so then we get a red alert. And I see the Iron Dome firing off. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I go to the window to watch. My son is like, no, he drags me into the safe room. I'm like, I don't want to go. So that was Thursday. So then he's out on Thursday night, and my daughter-in-law now and a mother stayed with us for Sabbath. And again, like that was just like a big deal as well. We had like a bunch of people over. On Sabbath you have 3 meals, right? You have Friday night, you have lunch, and then you have this thing called the third meal, right? You're supposed to have 3 meals on Sabbath. So we had like an open house, and we made too much food, as always. We always make way too much. I mean, like 4 times the amount we needed. And because the dog is like a moron and will just run out, the dog was in the kitchen, like fenced in the kitchen, and the dog is crying like he's in Schindler's List. She's in Schindler's This is the most subversive this dog has ever seen in his life, right? Like literally, the whole country is doing better than the constant stress of being at war than this dog. However, I got the inkling that something was up. We're heading a new phase of the war on Friday, right? Because firstly, my son couldn't extend his pass to stay for overseas, but also a lot of people who were in combat had some time off, and they all suddenly Friday called back, right? Got one neighbor who's like got how many kids? 3, 4 very boisterous boys, right? And been left alone with them for weeks. And finally, her husband was home, and then he had to go again on Friday. So, and then my son also phoned before Sabbath, said, "Yeah, we have to hand in our phones. I think they can't tell us something's up, but they thought something's up." So they started the invasion of Gaza last night, and I'm getting differing reports, but essentially from from my ground level view, Israel's had no casualties so far, which I'm really happy about, because that would be one of my kids, maybe, or one of my neighbor's kids. Also, I don't want there to be Israeli casualties, and they've had Hamas is not doing well. They're being obliterated, right? Absolutely obliterated. Some people have told me they went in and they set up bases and they're pacifying the area. And there's some other reports they go in, they come out. I don't understand they're going in and coming out, but they're like Hamas is getting ass kicked hugely. So what can they do? What can they do now? Because they're completely outnumbered, outgunned. I mean, they got 30,000 troops. We had 300,000. And what can they do? They can cry like bitches, which is what they are. They can cry like bitches. Which, again, oh, God, people falling from them crying like bitches is unbelievable. Don't start fucking wars, morons. Right? I understand this might be a bit complex for your little brains. That, don't start a war with somebody who is much stronger than you, right? Or maybe when the people who are much stronger than you say, come, let's live in peace, over and over, fucking again. Maybe when they do that, one time you can go, you know, Ahmed, maybe you want to live in bloody peace, right? Maybe you want to do that as opposed to suicidally killing them. But however, Piers Morgan had this guy. Maybe I should grab that clip. Yeah, let me see if we can find it. Who I've heard of before. He's a son of a commander or somebody who set up Hamas, who spills the beans on what Hamas is actually like right now. Oh, I'm kind of okay, fine. We're going to listen to this clip as well. This sounds interesting. It's a compilation of called Nad. Did my mouse just go? No. One sec. Where is this thing? Hang on. Fine. So where he talks about what Hamas is actually like on the inside, right? They are not nice people. Where is it? Douglas Murray. No, I like a bit of Douglas Murray though. Where is it? Scrolling. Oh, is it? So I'm not going to do the 4 minutes long. It's way too long. And again, I want to look at some more funny stuff. Really, because I think I'm just a bit over the doom and bloody gloom, right? But so I do want to look at the funny, and there's quite a bit of royal piss taking going on. But here it comes. Doink. Fine. Where am I? Over there. Let's pull this up. Video. Boy, do you like the new Saturday intro? I like the new Saturday intro. Let's ensure the world does not forget the name Enterprise. Doing downloads over here.
Now by Mossab Hassan Youssef. Mossab, great to see you. It's an extraordinary story, yours. You were the eldest son of a man who was one of the co-founders of Hamas.
And Palestinian children, the entire Palestinian people and use them as a fuel to
that's good.
This group people are, that they are willing to actually sacrifice many Palestinian children, the entire Palestinian people, and use them as a fuel to just achieve their ideological agendas, their religious agendas. They are careless. They don't care for the human life. We have to separate between what's so-called Palestinian cause and Hamas cause.
Yeah, I do agree. And I do have neighbors saying, like, we need to just wipe them out. And I don't want to get in their face about it because it's in wartime and their passions are high. But they're wrong, right? They're wrong. Yeah, I mean, look, if God comes down and wipes them out, then God comes down and wipes them out. Fine. But I'm not on board for that myself, right? I just think there's got to be a way that we could live in peace. Like, there's got to be a way that we can just root out Hamas and take control of their media, which is something stupid that we haven't done. But he talks about how they operate in prisons. Where is this? Which I found fascinating.
Country in the region, a country with a great trauma fuel to just achieve called Palestinian cause member as a son of one of Hamas founders, that enough of this. If we don't stop them now, the next war is going to be deadlier.
They said that in 2014, and they're right.
And only God knows what will happen next if Hamas is not finished as soon as possible.
Hamas is going to be finished.
Mossab, how many regular Palestinians, particularly in Gaza, do you think sympathize with Hamas or indeed fully support them?
Once Hamas is removed from power, we're going to witness people celebrating in Gaza. I guarantee you that. The people of Gaza are oppressed for so long, and they had to endure siege, they had to endure violence, many wars, for the sake of Hamas' lust for power and for Hamas' political ambition. When this comes to an end, I promise you that the Palestinian people will be dropped forever. Because Hamas is you can say, the last experiment of adapting violence, trying to annihilate and destroy the state of Israel.
So yeah, look, I mean, this is a voice that gets somewhat suppressed, doesn't it? This goes against the narrative. So the narrative that look, honestly, we look at people like the BBC, like all the people protesting in London. Barely the BBC, as something between useful idiots or evil, one of the two. Anyway, so there was the BBC is an international laughingstock, and again, I've seen videos of people, Israelis, like showing how they have electricity and water, and giving the finger to the Palestinians in the Hamas in Gaza, and people go, "Oh, that's the worst thing ever." Really, look, we're at war, mate. Right, we're at war, but this is them take the piss out of the BBC.
Oh dear, reporting the news isn't easy, is it? The poor old BBC struggled to come up with the right words to describe an organisation that annihilates 260 revellers at a music festival.
And I have to tell you, annihilating 260 revellers at a music festival was one of the least worst things they did.
Burns people alive and beheads babies.
Oh, there was that stuff too.
You and me know them as terrorists, but they came up with militants, which conjures images of principled gunmen, heroic freedom fighters. In doing so, the BBC...
And that's why they use that word.
...caused anger, upset and distress among the 300,000 Jewish people in this country who are British and who, last time I checked, also pay the licence fee.
I mean, it was not just Jewish people. I mean, that's the thing I'm very, very heartened by, and we're going to look at some more of this in a minute. It's not just Jewish people. It's anybody with a brain in their head who doesn't hate Jews, right? It's essentially that, which is, I would say, 70%.
To make matters worse, our wonderful holier-than-thou state broadcaster, this global beacon of truth, decided it was Israel that bombed a Gaza hospital, tragically killing 300 people. The news that spread like wildfire globally. handing Hamas a propaganda coup and leading to an explosion in anti-Semitic hate and likely further Jewish casualties around the world. The only problem is that Israel did not blow up the hospital. That's awkward for the Beeb, isn't it? And you can...
I mean, they really got caught with their pants down to the neck.
But paid to the idea that the BBC is respected and trusted globally after a television sketch show in Israel this week had a lot of humour at the BBC's expense. Take a listen.
And let me tell you, Israel humour is not that funny normally. This is brilliant.
Good evening from London. Here are some news from the war in Gaza. Israel has bombed a hospital, killing hundreds of innocent people. More. Much better. With more details, our Middle East correspondent, Harry Whitegilt.
Good evening, Rachel, from the
Harry Whitegilt.
illegal colony of Tel Aviv. Israeli officials has denied bombing the hospital, but we have video footage showing what really happened indeed.
Wait. The serious looks on their faces is so freaking on point. Like, yes. Yes.
What really happened indeed.
Absolutely shocking, Harry.
Devastating but brilliant satire. Props to those brilliant performers. Meanwhile, even though thousands have been marching on the streets over the last 2 weekends, poor old ITV News clearly struggled to find a Palestinian guest for one of their programmes to talk about the very real and concerning issue.
This is like one of the most evil women I've ever seen in my life.
Of Islamophobia in this country. I've got to say, this woman's testimony to the channel brought a tear to my eye as she talked about her miserable life, subjected to relentless hate for her religion. Terribly appalling, but not as appalling as giving this woman a platform. As it's revealed, her name is Latifa Abu Chakra, and she's a mouthpiece for a pro-Hamas propaganda show called Palestine Declassified. This is a woman who described the horrific October the 7th attack on Israel as a moment of triumph and a homecoming. This show airs on the Hamas-loving, terror-supporting Press TV, who are owned by the Iranian regime and who are not allowed to broadcast on British TV. Not allowed to broadcast on British TV, but one of its most vocal...
Wait, do they have the footage of her...
It's so hard not
being so awful. No.
Channel on the internet. Unlike our rivals, Mark Dolan tonight delivers the balanced news that you can trust. Take my word for it.
Anyway, so I just really find everything backfiring against the Palestinian position right now. I really do. What's this? Okay. There's some more. Yeah, I will look at that in a second. Let's look at London for a second. So we had like these massive protests in London. I mean, again, what are they protesting? That they started a war and they're getting the shit kicked out of them. And I understand. When you wrap yourself around some babies, when you wrap babies around yourself to stop yourself being killed, some babies are going to get killed. I understand that. Did anybody, like, honestly, did any American ever go, oh my God, were there any hospitals in Hiroshima or Nagasaki? Could there have been any kindergartens there? Oh, is that a collective pump? Did that cut off did the bombing of Dresden ever cut off the water supply to the poor little children of Dresden? Did that ever happen in World War II? No, that's all fine. That's A-okay. But, like, look, honestly, the commentary I've seen is this is just embarrassing for London. This is embarrassing for England, right? That you have this swath of people, and again, they're the minority. That's the point. Why they shout so loudly? Because they are the minority, right? Decent people are always the majority. England is, I think, an extremely loving, welcoming country, right? How do we know that? We can see this huge swath of people here who hate them that they let in with open arms. And again, I think we're looking at a large vocal minority, right? And they want to make you believe that what they think is normal. But I'm sorry. Hiding behind children, right? Literally hiding behind children, and so you don't get hurt in a war that you started, it doesn't make you the good guy, right? You're not the good guys when that happens. And again, the unbridled hatred they have for their host country that welcome them with open arms is breathtaking, quite frankly.
He's behind you, Bill. Come. Come. Yo.
I mean, like, zero respect. Literally zero respect for anything, right? And they just make themselves...
Yo, listen, just come down there.
Oh, look at the police. Look how useless the police are.
Hello, are you deaf?
Oh, stop. Oh, say stop again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The police have unloaded satire, and I would say it's police-issued satire.
Yo, hey, get off the statue.
Hello, we have a peaceful protester peacefully defacing our white supremacy statues.
Get out, mate. You're ruining it for everyone.
No. You honestly, you've all. I think you being there is ruining it for everyone. How freaking useless are the police?
Come down, yo.
Could you come down? Could you stop taking a shit over England? Really? Could you? No.
Come down there.
I ain't trying to fool. Take that flare with you. Don't leave it on there.
Oh yeah, don't leave it on there. It's because that'll be out of line, wouldn't it?
1 second, I need to get down first.
Why isn't he being arrested?
No, take the flare with you that you've left on the floor.
Pass it down here, man.
Pass it down now before you get off. Yeah, but it'll burn it.
Come.
Just leave it down.
Hey.
Just drop it.
No. Okay. Well, there's many types of jihad.
If you light any more of them,
you're going to get in trouble, right?
Oh, yeah, you're going to get in trouble. All right, yeah, from these big brave people.
You're get in trouble.
Jump. Clear the space.
Like, really? Believe me, if he was a Jew, he'll be in bloody trouble.
Don't light any more of them, all right?
No, don't do that. Oh, no, mate.
If we catch you with any more. No more.
How fucking useless are you? Like, do you look in the mirror every day and say, oh, I better be completely fucking useless today? Because let me tell you, if you did, you're hitting it on the nail, mate. Do not give two shits. Oh, there's that evil white supremacist Churchill. Save the fucking world. Evil white supremacist. Anyway, what else do we have? But I think generally speaking, people are like normal people have had enough of this shit. I think, again, all the bullshit that we've had for the last few years, like all the chicks with dicks, everything we're told that is normal, that isn't. All the family-friendly drag shows, all that, everything that we're like, this is it. This is the thing where the people are like, enough, right? Enough.
That are more arrestable than calling for jihad, since apparently that's not a crime according to the police. 1. Calling a police officer a lesbian. That's right, West Yorkshire Police arrested an autistic 16-year-old girl for saying a police officer looks like her lesbian nan. 2.
Oh, yeah, she had a sequel to that story. Maybe we'll get to that in a minute.
Misgendering someone online. A mother was arrested after repeatedly misgendering a transgender woman. This was deemed significant online abuse.
Yeah, but calling for the death of me and everybody I know. That's fine.
3. Silently praying outside an abortion clinic. If you need any more proof that the British police are a complete joke and are failing to protect the British people.
Yeah, I don't think we need any more proof. But again, look, the trouble is the intelligentsia aren't very intelligent. That's the bottom line. They are not very intelligent. This sketch, I don't know where it comes from, is brilliant.
Would be greatly appreciated.
Of course, of course. Just one quick question. How do you define Palestine?
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Absolutely, absolutely. And which river is that?
Well, it's next to Egypt, so one of them.
This has to be a documentary from the BBC News, like how BBC News works, or The Guardian, maybe.
Okay. Okay. So look, here's Israel.
Where?
Just there.
There. It's tiny.
Oh yeah, yeah. And so the river would be
this one, the Euphrates.
Okay, that takes up most of Iraq and Syria.
Oh, is it not that then?
No. Okay.
That's the River Jordan. The River Jordan.
Yes, and the sea
is the Mediterranean.
Yes, yes. So you want all of this area to be free?
Yes.
Of?
Israelis.
Including Israeli Arabs.
No.
All right, so just non-Israeli Arabs.
Yeah.
So Jews.
Yes.
And so you've got all these Jews, and what are you going to do with them?
Good question. Maybe put them in America.
America, yes, of course, land of the free.
Yeah. Although, I did once have a very nice time in Tel Aviv.
Well, haven't we all?
It was a big gay pride thing. It was a very handsome shag fest. So maybe they can stay.
Okay, so gay Jews can stay.
Yes.
Lesbians?
Yes, stay.
Bisexuals?
Stay. And the trans.
And the trans, of course. So just...
And that's the alliance, the weird alliance.
So I've got this right. Broadly speaking, you want all of this area here to be free of heterosexual Jews.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and again, these are the morons, right? These are the absolute morons who control the news cycle, right? Or they used to anyway. That's the thing. That is the absolute beautiful thing. They don't anymore, right? They absolutely don't. And I think people have just had enough. So this is from New York. And I think this is... people had enough. Normies have had enough.
Off. Why do you rip it off? Why do you rip it off? Put it back. Why do you rip it off? Put it back.
You see, their biggest weapon is victim status, right? And when they're the aggressors, they lose victim status. That is their go-to weapon, victim status. They need victim status. That's why they can't have these flyers up. These flyers of the kidnapped women, men, women, and children.
Show me what you're holding. So, yeah, keep it on. No, what are you doing? Do you know where they are right now? Do you have any idea where they are right now? All right.
So this is where, again, this is where they get confronted.
A veteran. I'm telling you. All right. Don't do it.
I'm not fucking Jewish. He's not Jewish. I don't know if he is or not. Doesn't fucking matter. This is fucking the U.S. It's New York City. You don't have a fucking right to touch that shit. This is a free country. You can wave your Palestine flag and say death to the Jews or America, whenever you want. But we can put up fucking signs, okay? Then don't.
And I tell you, honestly, there's a reason why most Arab countries, I think basically all Arab countries are run by draconian control and out of control aggression, right? There's a reason why. It's because culturally, that seems to be the thing that keeps mind. Do you see how meek and timid he is now? Right? That's what I think when Hamas is destroyed, that's what we're going to see. And I think we're going to see that from the whole Arab world, right? Because I don't think they've got any idea of the scope of the destruction that's coming to. And again, I don't wish it on civilians at all, all right? I hope that we can take control of their media. And you know what we really need? I was actually thinking about this today. You know what we really need to do? We need to, do you remember when Donald Trump went to, North Korea, right? He made a video about what life could be. Wouldn't matter a lot, a video, you wake up you have the Arab, the Muslim, tower, with the call to prayer in the morning, and show an idyllic life in Gaza where people have jobs and food and electricity and water, right? And clean streets. And because you can have it. And no fences and no walls and no, nothing like that.
Rip that down. You are doing something. You're offending us, motherfucker. Yeah, you are. When you throw that on the floor, you're littering the city. In a minute, I'm going to litter the fucking floor with you. You have a proof?
So okay, I love this guy.
Move the fuck on. Do you have proof they're not kidnapped? No, so shut the fuck up.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I know that's what you want. I'm dying to fucking put you in the hospital. Come on, you piece of...
And I think, I just think that's the way things are right now. I think that's the way things are going. Honestly, it's a good thing, right? It's totally a good thing. Is there anything else I have to... It's kind of funny things I have. Yeah. This, to me, seems to be a good representation of how things have worked, of the Hamas attack and how things have worked out. Yes, he ate a whole icicle, icy in 1 second. Yeah. Sorry, mate. That does seem to be the way things are going. Let's pull up my thumbnail again. I did. Also, just ground level news on the wall before we wrap up this section. So I said my son called me on Friday before Sabbath, but he called us again after Sabbath as well, like about an hour or so ago. Which means if he's got his phone, means he's not in active combat. But he said they could take his phone in a second. What I would like, I really don't know what the strategy is, right? But I think they go. One person I heard from, and I prefer first-hand reporting to news reporting, is that they're going in block by block and like getting control of it, and I would think pacifying it and then keeping a presence there. I'd like to see as they go in them like restoring humanitarian aid to the people that where they cleaned out Hamas from. But the problem is they got this huge tunnel network, right? That's their biggest advantage, right? That's absolutely their biggest advantage. Look, I'm going to tell you a story that was told to my my rabbi, the rabbi who made me religious, Rabbi Noah Weinberg, right? In 1991. It was in the first Intifada. There was a Arab bomb making factory, and he said this is a true story he heard from a policeman. And the bomb, they're making bombs, and they blew up, right? And that's how they got caught. A couple people got killed, and he heard one of these Palestinian terrorists talking to another and saying, how can we win against these Jews? Allah is on their side. Listen, mate. Allah is on our side on this one, and I think every decent human being as well. Nobody wants the bloodshed that's coming to you. But right now, we're doing fine, right? We have zero casualties. As far as I know, we have zero casualties since October 7th, right? In the operation, we've had zero casualties as far as I know, and I hope that continues. I think they've had total casualties. Right, Allah's on our side, mate. But surrender. If you care about the people of Gaza, Hamas, surrender now. Right? I know that means you're going to die, but surrender anyway. Right? My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.